Greetings, Tracy Tigers, and welcome to this week's edition of Principal Talk. I'm Mr. Bowl.
And I'm Mrs. Lackey.
We are so excited to welcome you to the month of December. Before we talk about all the fun that we're going to have, let's start off with that Tracy Tiger pledge.
I respect you, and you respect me.
I am responsible, so all can see. I choose every day to act kindly. Always a Tracy Tiger, I will be. As always, here at Tracy, we have 3 Tracy Tiger traits. At Tracy, we are
Respectful, responsible, and kind.
Now that kind piece really fits into the December of giving, and I hope that you all enjoyed our assembly that we had last week, kind of kicking off all the different places that we can give to this month. We're just going to take a few minutes to review what we talked about at that assembly. Remember, we have 4 or 5 different ways that we can give. First of all, we had Mrs. Nitemp come from Make-A-Wish, and we'll be all writing letters to Santa and asking to help support those kids in need. Also, we had our visitors from the Humane Society bringing a fun dog to share the joy of the holidays. And remember, there's lots of items that we sent home last week in a list that you can bring in to support all of our 4-legged friends at the Humane Society. We can't forget Foster Erie, where we talked about filling those backpacks for kids that are in foster care. Last year we did a wonderful job in doing that. And also we have our sharing of our more senior folks out at Pleasant Ridge. We are also buying some materials and supplies for them. And I did forget to mention, when that Make-A-Wish, for each Santa letter that we collect, $1 is given to help defray the cost for making those wishes for those wonderful students. And this year we have a partner organization that will double that, so it's actually $2 for every letter. Last year we raised around $516, so this year I'm hoping that we can definitely raise $700-800 for that. Lots of things to think about for giving, and the excitement of December is definitely here. Now I turn it over to you, Mrs. Lackey. What's going on with our second step?
Oh, lots of things this week. I do want to remind you, too, that you get to fill out a star every time that you bring in a donation. And I've seen our tree out this way in the hallway out by the bus doors already has some stars on there with names. So keep bringing in those donations, and let's fill up our tree with those beautiful star ornaments. Second step this week, the topic is identifying feelings. So this is a super important one because we know that everyone has feelings, and it's very important to identify them. So we are all learning how to identify our own and others' feelings.
We can focus our attention on someone's face or body in a situation for clues to help us figure out how people are feeling.
Sometimes people's voices and the words they say also give us clues.
If someone is yelling, it might be that the person is very angry.
If a person is using a very quiet voice, it might be that the person is scared or worried.
So this week, we're going to make sure that we listen to people's voices for clues to figure out how they might be feeling.
I think that's great. We all have feelings of our own, and we work with people every single day that have feelings. So it's important to use your words when you're feeling those strong feelings. And if you need help with that, there's a lot of adults here at Tracy that can help you out.
At any time.
One more thing before we go, Mrs. Callicott's class, 5th grade, they gave us some growth mindset statements. So we're going to read a couple of these, and you decide, is it a growth mindset or is it a fixed mindset statement? The first one comes from Lily. She said, do I have to do it? We ask that question sometimes to ourselves.
We do. I think that's more of a fixed mindset there, Mrs. Lackey.
I agree with that. The next one says, this stinks. We all think that sometimes, that's for sure. But I think that one belongs
fixed mindset.
Over the fixed mindset.
And from Lauren,
we have, I can get better. I love that one.
I do too.
Definitely growth.
Thank you, Lauren. That's going to help us and send us out to a great December of giving. I also forgot to mention, if you are unable to give to the organizations we talked at the beginning of today's newscast, remember that you can always write down something. Maybe you've done something nice at home, helped around the house, helped maybe a neighbor, done something a little bit beyond what you usually do.
Can we go 2 more?
Oh, there are 2
Yeah,
more. I didn't
two
even
more.
see that. Mr. Bolt needs to get focused here.
I did Aiden's already. Henry says, I can do it. That's a great growth mindset statement. And the last one?
And Aaliyah says that I can't do it yet. That magic word in there, what do you think? Mrs. Lackey, I think that's you.
Definitely.
Growth mindset.
So thank you, 5th grade, and other kids. We love those growth mindset statements. Send them down to the office if you get a chance. Well, that was a long newscast.
It sure
today.
was. So with that in heart and mind, it's let's have a
great
great Tiger
Tiger Day.
Day. Bye bye.
Grr.